Hello, my name is Melissa. Welcome to my channel. It has been very exciting going through our Breyer Advent Calendar boxes. I've loved little miniatures since I was very little, and so it's been fun to find out what we get every single day with you. Today we're on day 16, and we are talking about the importance of why we celebrate the coming of Jesus and finding our Breyer toys and following Zoe's story. So let's start today with poking in on Zoe and seeing what she's up to. Ah, she's getting Christmas presents together. Remember she was wrapping some toys the other day? Well, it's very important to Zoe to help support foster families and foster kids that don't have a family of their own quite yet. So a lot of the toys that she wraps, she's taking to a foster care agency to help give to some kids that might not have toys of their own. So that's very nice of her. We'll check in a little bit later and see how that is going. Right now, let's you and I go back to our story about, let's see where he is, baby Moses, who's not so baby anymore. He grew up with King Pharaoh's daughter, and he has such a heart for his people, the Israelites. He wanted to help. He wanted to be a part of God's big plan to rescue them from the choices that other people had made to put them in slavery and to put them in such a bad position, a bad situation. And so he did. It's a bit of a story, kind of a fun story. We're not going to go into it today of what it took for God to tell Moses, for Moses to be willing and to accept the job. It was a big job to help free the Israelites. But Moses agreed to do it, to be a part of God's rescue plan. And he went to King Pharaoh, and King Pharaoh was not so sure about letting go all of his slaves, just thousands of slaves that were doing all of this work in the nation of Egypt. But eventually, God convinced Pharaoh. There were several plagues, bad things that came and that happened to Pharaoh and all of the Egyptians that God spared the Israelites from. He didn't have the Israelites go through many of those plagues to keep them safe. And eventually, Pharaoh let God's people go, and Moses led them out of Egypt, out of slavery, and started them on quite a long journey to get to the promised land, the good place that God had promised to them. You see, God always wants to give us good things. He wants to give you good things and me good things. That's in his heart. There's still choices that you make and I make and the people around us make that do sometimes put us in a bad spot, in a bad situation. But none of those choices are too big for God's rescue plan. And God knew that we would need his help all along the way. And I'm so grateful that he's willing to help us. So we will pick up on our story, our big rescue story tomorrow. Right now, let's go back and let's open our next Breyer Advent box. Oh, this is super fun. Another jump for our horse. We're going to have a whole jumping course for them. I can't wait to put all of this together for our fun surprise for Zoe. And speaking of Zoe, let's see how her fun surprise is going as she is getting ready to deliver all of her gifts. Oh, it looks like she's already gone. Only Rosie is left behind. All right, well, we'll let Rosie play for today, and we will check back in on Zoe and her friends and her animals tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that when the next Advent video comes out, you can be sure and watch it right away. We'll see you guys later.